Before I start this video, let me clarify a point that I made in an earlier video that may have been misunderstood or misinterpreted. I made the point that you need to try to throw all your elbows from a position of power and big, long striking sweeps that you can generate impact with. And some people may have misunderstood my point about short striking elbows aren't what you need to be doing. Here's the thing about striking with elbows. All elbows hurt. They're going to have some kind of effect on the attacker. The point I was trying to make was that if you can make a big, wide, sweeping strike instead of a short, snapping strike, the bigger strike is going to have more effect. So if you want to throw one blow that has a chance of being an incapacitating blow, then use the bigger strike and throw your body weight into it, if you can do that. But if you're in a situation where all you can do is throw short, chopping elbows, those are going to have an effect. Now, I will repeat something I said when I talked about that the first time. These are not blows that are going to stop an attacker. They're going to temporarily stun the attacker. Pain has that effect on people. So if you throw a short, snapping elbow, be prepared to follow up with whatever else you can throw. If you can only throw a series of short, striking elbows, snapping elbows, then throw those. But the moment you get the opportunity to recoil and really throw one that has some power to it, then by all means do that. You want to have the biggest impact possible on that attacker in the shortest amount of time. So try to get yourself in position to throw those power strikes, not just the short strikes. But to repeat yet again, if you have to hit somebody with your body, you don't have a weapon, by all means, try to use the elbow. I have a saying, I repeat it quite frequently: never use a fist when you can use an elbow. That may be a strange mantra to people outside the martial arts, but if you've ever studied martial arts, then you fully understand what that means. Now, today we're going to finish up our sequence of elbow strikes for self-defense, and we're going to be doing 3 types that we haven't introduced before. And real quickly, what those are going to be, that's going to be the up elbow strike when you're coming from down low, coming up under the chin, or from down low into the solar plexus. Okay? You're going to have the down elbow where you're reaching up and you're coming down in this manner. Bob's a little shorter than I am, but even if you're a short person striking to a tall person, bring that elbow down into the chest is still very, very painful. And if you drop your body weight down, then it's even that much more effective. Then, lastly, the third one we're going to cover is the uppercut elbow, and that's coming from here and driving up, again, either to the face or the solar plexus, or if you're down on the ground, even to the groin. So, positioning, okay, positioning. If someone comes at you at close range, all right, now we talked last time about setting the feet and getting your balance under you before you do that power strike. If somebody comes at you at close range, or else has you boxed in a place where you can't move, let's say you're against the wall somewhere, okay, and you don't have room to set your feet, drop down, and get your balance, then this would be a place where the upper elbow would help. Again, if somebody grabs you this way from the front and they don't have their elbows together, if there's a gap between their arms and they're holding you this way, particularly if they're pulling you in close like this, then that's an opportunity you have to bring that hand up between their arms and shoot up into the chin and the face this way. For beginners and untrained people, don't worry about throwing the perfect strike. Your strikes don't have to be perfect. They have to be effective. That's the Okinawan tradition, in that if it works, use it. So if you're landing these strikes and they're having an effect, then keep doing them. All right? Now, that's the uppercut. You can throw off the front side this way. It's real short, quick, okay? Or you can throw off the back side, turn the shoulders, turn the body so that you're shooting up the middle. Again, to show you that, you don't want the elbow strike to come this way. You don't want it to loop. You're losing momentum. You're losing angle. You want to try to shoot straight up the middle, quick, hard up, or from the back side, turn so that it comes straight up the middle. Now, to clarify that point before it gets misconstrued, if that's the only thing you have to throw, if you have to reach over an arm or reach over something, fine. You're still striking with the elbow. Don't think that you can't do something just because we're showing you a better way of doing something. So now, the down elbow, the reaching up and coming down. Again, this is a short contact or a short environment situation. Somebody gets you pinned, and let's say they've got you in a bear hug, but your arms are free. All right, that's real easy. You want to bring that hand down, the elbow down from up high, reach as high as you can. You want to extend the shoulder. You want that shoulder to reach. Then you want that elbow to drop straight down. If they've got you in a bear hug up close this way, bring it down on top of the collarbone. Now, let me make this point while we're talking about in close striking. The vast majority of people have a psychological barricade in their minds about striking. They think if they hit to the target, they're going to have the desired effect. And that is not true. You have to strike through the target. And that's where that fierce mentality that I spoke about before comes into effect. You have to be consciously willing to cause injury to this person. So when you strike, if you strike and you stop here because you've made contact, that's not going to work. All that's going to be to this attacker is a slight amount of pain and some irritation. You want that elbow to drive through, all the way down as far as you can get it to go. Same with all your strikes, not just your elbow strikes. Now, let's talk about the uppercut elbow. Let me show you that one. On the uppercut elbow, this would be when your arms are pinned in this way. Okay? What you want to do is you actually want to get your arms free here. Turn. Imagine a grip around me. Somebody's trying to grip around me. You're going to try to twist. When you twist, almost invariably what will happen is the attacker will have to re-grip. In that split second of re-grip, you've got a path between you and the attacker. Just the smallest space, but that's all you need. You want that elbow to come from here and drive straight up this way. You don't want for that elbow to be wide out here. Straight up as much as possible. And because you're in this close proximity where they've got you in that bear hug, that will happen. So there are variations of elbow strikes that you can throw. And to restate something I stated earlier, it doesn't have to be the perfect angle. What we're showing you is maximum effect angle. So if your elbow has to come from way around this way and strike, that's fine, as long as you're doing something to defend yourself. Now, when we show these videos, we're showing you the best material that comes to mind for this instructional point. It is impossible for any instructor to show you every possible variation and every fine point there is, especially on a 10-minute video. So when people start to criticize and say, oh, well, I would have shown this and I would have shown that. Maybe you would have, but it didn't fit this scenario. It didn't match the point we're trying to make for this video. Also, these are 10-minute videos. A regular karate class is an hour and a half just for one class. So don't think we're teaching you the entire spectrum of striking possibilities. These are very limited strikes for very specific purposes. Last point, don't forget that you need to train these strikes. These are not watch it and learn them strikes. You have to get the angle right. You have to get the impact right. And most importantly, you have to overcome your natural reluctance to striking hard. Get accustomed to striking a target so that when it comes time to strike someone, you're used to what that contact feels like and you're able to deliver an effective blow.